What's up, guys? It's Sean here from Rural Fishing. Tonight we're going to talk about stinger rigs. I don't know how many of you come back after catching a fish or two and your rig looks like this. This is regular wire here, and it's very effective, but after you catch a fish, it's pretty much done, and you got to tie a new one on. The solution to that is using titanium. This is a titanium rig here. I already have tied up, ready to go. You can see it's super flexible, it doesn't kink, springs back to its original position. Benefits are this: for one, it's stronger, it has a lot less tendency to get bit through, it trolls the bait better, and you can catch 3 or 4 fish at least per rig without having to change it out. It will bend and kink eventually, but not on the first bite normally. Alright, let's get into it here. So tonight I have 30-pound test titanium wire, and for the lead hook, it's really a preference and what kind of bait you're using. I use anything from a 2-0, this is a 3, here's a 4-0, 5, 6. The bigger the bait, the bigger the hook. You basically want to match it. I find a 3 or a 4 is really good for the kayak because I don't have the option to change during the day as much because I'm limited in the amount of rigs I can bring with me. For the stinger rig, I like to keep it stealthy. This is a number 4 treble. And for the lead swivel, this is always the same for me, 80-pound Spro. Very small, goes to the water nicely, and has never failed. Now the titanium is a little different. You use a sleeve to finish off the rig, and this is a number 2 sleeve. This is the right size for this wire. If you use a little heavier wire, you might need a little bigger sleeve, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Alright, I pre-cut my lengths here. And here's my swivel. Like I said, this is no way similar to how you would do a regular wire leader. Basically go through and around. And now we have double and single line. Our goal is to get the double line through the end of the swivel. Just like that. And now we're going to pull tight. Now the bigger the tag end, the easier it is to work with, but obviously the more wire you're going to end up using. You want this to be tight, but not too tight. Here's the important part here on this step. You can see which way the wire is going through the circle. You want to come back through the opposite way. This will ensure your knot will not slip. That's basically it right there. That's your finished product. Now for presentation reasons, I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to use a leader sleeve. Like I said, this is not for the strength of the rig or the knot, it's just for presentation. These are standard pliers. Most fishing pliers have this crimp option in them. You can use a regular set of pliers if you have them laying around. You don't need these. And some crimp. That's it. That's done for there. Now here's one thing that's you might forget the first couple times, but before you start the next step, you want to preload it with another sleeve. Because if you forget this, you'll have to start over. Now we'll go to our J hook. Same process here. Go right through. Try and do this so you guys can see. And right around. Now once again, we're going to get the double portion of line through. Just lead that through. Now you see there's 2 pieces of line going through. And we're going to pull that down tight. Now you want this tight to be small, but you don't want to cinch completely tight. That way the hook has some flexibility, can move around. And it's really important for when your baits are presented. You want them to be as natural as possible. Now when I'm talking baits, I'm talking live goggle eyes, live blue runners, and whatever you have in your area. And back through again. crimp that off. And there's our sleeve we already had on there. Slide that down. Now a lot of boat guys and some people prefer to have this as their finished rig. You can use this on a tuck kite, and if you want to add the stinger, they'll have them pre-made. You slip over the hook here. I personally don't like that, especially being from the kayak. I like to have it ready to go, where I can just tie it on and be done. So I make the whole thing out of titanium. Works very well. I noticed my hookup ratio has increased. The last tournament, I went 4 for 5 on Kingfish. It was really cool to see because everybody's fishing the same day in the same water with the same bait, and I caught 4 kingfish. Some people only caught 1, some people caught 2, a couple other people did good too, but I ended up taking 5th place in that tournament. My good friend Zach won the whole series for $7,500. That was pretty cool. Wish it was me, but it's nice to see somebody like Zach win. He definitely put in the work and deserved it. And there's our crimper going on there one more time. All right, now one more sleeve going on. All right, now this point here is where you decide how long you want your stinger to be. Make sure you go through just the eye of the hook. You don't want to go through the other loop. That'll affect the way it trolls. Having a longer tag end makes it a lot easier to do this portion. But as you do it more and more, you can use less and less. That's about 3 or 4 inches there. Fishing goggle eyes and blue runners most of the time. It's a pretty common length there. And this leader sleeve back on again. Now if you don't want to guess, you can put that on first. Come down, cut it off. Like I said, that's not for anything besides the fact of not hooking yourself, not hooking the bait. Okay. There's your finished rig. Now one thing I've been told about this is you want to coil them up. I don't know if it's an old wives' tale or what, but they say they'll lose their strength if they're stored straight. So I coil mine up just like that, and I put them in a Ziploc bag. I'll put 2 or 3 per bag. Have them ready to go. I'll make a couple longer ones up and label them like that. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and this helps you. Any questions, please feel free to comment below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thanks, and stay tuned for some more videos in the future.